as you well know, Move Colorado believes in the importance of a multimodal system. And that means all of these different modes working together to relieve congestion. And you mentioned Pegasus. Obviously, Bustang is a key a key transit related type of effort. Zero fare was really successful. What types of things are you thinking about with that transit investment piece? Will we see more with zero fare, other systems?
Sure. First of all, I think it's important to harp for just a moment on how successful zero fare was.
Yeah.
Sort of under advertised by RTD in some ways, but I think we were all pleasantly surprised by how successful it was. We weren't sure what was going to come out of it. It was an experiment, and seeing a 20% ridership jump is what success looks like, right? Numbers speak for themselves. And, we saw similar things in the smaller areas that utilize the program too. So, in Pueblo, transit ridership was up 59% over August 2021. Durango Transit saw something like a 36% increase, Greeley 38. So there's these examples across the state of it working. And, I think the bill was always intended to be a 2-year package, and the fact that it was so successful in its first year means that doubling down on making it work even better in the second year is really important. I think there's conversation in the legislature about some sort of minor tweaks to the program to make it work even better. I think Senator Winter is looking at, what could you do to increase the uptake in the biggest rural authorities. So, for example, the rural bus services that are the most widely utilized actually didn't enter the program, in part because there were challenges like they couldn't use it during the winter, right? Mm-hmm. Busy season if you're RAFTA or the summit stage is not in August.
Sure.
So I think there's surgical tweaks that folks are looking at to make sure that we really optimize performance, but it's a 2-year program, and heading into it, I think there's another year of success ahead of it. The bill also included more funding for Bustang to increase services like Pegasus and in general service across the I-70 corridor, and we're scaling up as fast as we can. It's scaling up a transit frequency package doesn't happen overnight in the bus driver climate we're in now, but Pegasus in its first few months saw something like 30+% ridership, which for a brand new service is really good.
That's remarkable. That's great news. Well,
we're also hearing anecdotal, we do a little bit of secret shopper with these buses. So one of our colleagues took I think the Loveland bus over the weekend and reported she could not get one on A-base, and it was I can't remember exactly, but the buses were filling up and we need more, was her report.
All right, well, that's good news. Definitely good news. Good snow and good transportation option. Yeah. That's all great. Well, congratulations. As I understand it, CDOT recently received the largest competitive grant in its history. And with the IIJA and additional federal funding options, can you talk a little bit about how you and the team will maximize those federal dollars here in Colorado?
Absolutely. The IIJA is interesting in that it sort of changes the ratio of dollars that are allocated through formula versus through these competitive programs, right? There have been competitive programs for a long time, but IIJA magnifies them multifold. In Colorado, we have the unfortunate situation of being the net loser on formula funds. We actually have the lowest per capita rate of return on the Highway Trust Fund of any state in the country. I think we share this designation with South Carolina, if memory serves. And, the reason for that is we're somewhere in between the really densely packed states and the really low population rural ones. So, the Dakotas and Wyoming get a lot more money per capita than us on the formula. So for us, figuring out how to just get as much as we can via competitive grants is where our focus is. We've actually added capacity within CDOT to churn out grant applications. And generally speaking, we pick the ones that are ready to deliver in the 10-year plan and write applications that sort of consolidate projects we're doing anyway, so that we can apply for as big grants as we can based on using the projects that we're already doing as match. So, for example, Floyd Hill was an easy example of that because we're putting so much money into it that we could apply for a very large grant and have match. But in rural corridors, we can package, we have one application. I think we didn't get this one, but we'll try again. Everything we're doing on 160 for one of the rural allocations, package it into a grant and apply for more to magnify that. So in every case where we can, we're trying to, both ourselves and working with local partners, get these applications into the system that help us accelerate projects in the 10-year plan. And having a project that's ready to deliver makes you compete better for these grants, because some of the things they look at are project readiness.
Sure. And as you well know, Move Colorado's history is really around adequate funding for our transportation system. We've been advocating in that space for 26 years. And the good news is we're still here to do that work. The bad news is we still need to do that work. And it's great to see that there are more opportunities with federal resources that can be impactful.